So normally second place is just the first loser. But last night resulted in fat stacks of cash. Came in second place in our local club tournament. Now, of course, that 5-pounder that I caught last week and released, he didn't show up again. And let me tell you, that river was tough. We got a big deluge here this past weekend. The river was high and filthy. Weights were really down in the tournament, but I was fortunate enough to catch 2 fish, and it was enough to earn me second place, thanks to this bait. Right there. That's a Berkeley pit bull, and that's what delivered the bites last night. It's not gonna be very useful for me today. You can hear the birdies just waking up. I'm heading out. I'm going to an entirely new area. I've been fishing South Louisiana all my life, but I'm going to an area today I've never fished before, ever. Never been in this area. But I love this. I love doing this. I love getting in areas that I don't know and just going fishing, trying to figure things out based on the scenario for that day. And I have no idea what's gonna happen. I don't know what the conditions are gonna be, what the water's gonna look like. I should have good tidal movement. I checked all that stuff, but I don't know where to fish, what to fish, anything like that. Everything's on the menu today: speckled trout, redfish, bass, flounder, whatever. I just want to go and catch some fish. I got a long boat ride to get there. What I'm fishing is kind of like a no man's land. It's kind of in between popular fishing areas. It's difficult to get to. It's gonna be a long day, but man, I'm excited. I couldn't sleep last night, and I sleep fine before I go to areas that I know. I love going to areas I don't know, exploring new water. Come along with me, let's see what happens. All right, so I just completed my long boat ride into the area I want to fish, and I kind of had a little bit of a happy accident. I went down this channel and got to the end of it. Well, it turned out to be the end of it, but I didn't know it was. On my map, it didn't look like it was the end. And so I had to turn around and come back, and I'm seeing all this bait being demolished in this channel by something. We're at the bottom of a very, very low tide. It's still falling out. All these fish, I think, are concentrated in this little channel here. What I went back into back there is really shallow, 1.5 feet or so. Right here where we are is about 7 feet deep, lined with grass, as you can see. So I got a spinnerbait tied on. I'm gonna see if I can get these fish to hit. I don't know if it's redfish or bass or a combination of both. There's a gar right there, if you saw that. Let's see if we can get some fish to hit. Really, really windy today. Not supposed to be. First time in recorded history that the weathermen have been wrong. With this water being kind of deep out here in the middle, I'm not gonna stick with this spinnerbait long unless I get a bunch of bites on it. I'm really probably gonna go with a Texas rig and drop it down this ledge. I'm really a little bit bummed that the end of this channel was blocked, because from doing map study at home, that was my main route into this whole marsh area. So I'm gonna have to figure something else out. A lot of grass in here. Of course, that's got that water nice and filtered. I really like this low tide for fishing. It's not so good for exploring though. Kind of limits where you can go. Also increases the pucker factor while you're running. There are definitely some fish in here. I just need to figure out what they want. I'm seeing all kinds of activity. Definitely bait. We got moving water, we got clean water. Just need to figure out how to catch them. Part of the fun of exploring. All right, so I opted for a watermelon candy speed craw. If you saw my pool test, the speed craw really performed well. In fact, it won the test. I like this color and this color water. The water really looks good. And this is a lure that just gets a lot of bites. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for fish. Doesn't matter what size. I just want bites. Start figuring something out. Now, admittedly, Texas rigging is not the best way to search for fish, but it's my favorite way to fish. And it's something I got a lot of confidence in. I'm gonna work my way out of this canal. There's some rocks at the end of it. I'm gonna throw a spinnerbait on those rocks. See if I can get some bites there. I'm really surprised we can catch any fish in here. It looks really good. All right, first stop was a skunk. I'm surprised, I really am. Things look too good not to have caught a fish. But hey, that's what happens when you explore. Let the search continue. All right, second stop. This is really the stuff I like to fish. This bayou is 5 to 5.5 feet deep, and I'm seeing some bait in here. Still hard falling tide. Grass line bayou with bait, with a nice deep middle. I really like this. Now we just gotta hunt, gotta find some fish. I'm very optimistic. I'm fishing off the back of the boat right now because I want to be able to look at my depth finder, see how this depth changes. If I find any deep water, any ledges or anything like that, I'll really concentrate on those areas. This wind is ferocious. What else is new? Oh, that's a fish. All right, all right, all right. Redfish, redfish. Oh, my drag is too tight. Whoa, gotta spot lock us. He crushed it. Look at the size of this guy. All right, now I'm going up front. I can walk him around that trolling motor. He is not happy with his current predicament. Loosen that drag a little more. Now I am keeping fish today, but I don't think I'm gonna keep this guy. Depends on what size he is, but he looks too big. But I think I'm gonna stick a tag in him and let him go. He's not done. Water's 70 degrees, so he's feeling nice and feisty. All right. Man, is that pretty or what? That is beautiful. Hopefully you can see on camera how pretty that water is. It's just spectacular. With my tungsten weight, it slid way up on the line. Not sure why that is. All right, I brought the net today. This guy's gonna need it. Probably, I'm gonna say a 22, 23 inch fish. I'll keep small reds, maybe 16, 17 inches. I don't keep the big ones like this. They're fine to eat, but I'd rather keep smaller fish. I think they taste a lot better. All right, let's get this guy in the net. He looks done. All right, buddy. Sorry to ruin your day, but I'm gonna send you on your way. You are a pretty fish. All right, let's see how big he is. We're gonna put him on the tape. Tail the tape, you are. Ooh, he's 25 inches. 25 inch red. It's a big bruiser. Stick a tag in your back and let you go. All right. Now hopefully somebody else will catch this fish and report where they caught it. All right, so long, buddy. Thanks for the fight. See, that's what I like about exploring. No expectations. I've never fished this bayou. If I had, maybe I would have expected that fish to be there. But I'm just here hunting. Just makes the experience that much more fun. That doesn't get you excited. I don't know, you need to take up golf or something. Boy, does that look pretty. A little point right here with a drain. You can see it's a little bit deeper because there's no grass in it. At the end of this falling tide, that should be good. See if we got a fish in there. See what we got. See if we got anything right here. Another one right here on the other side, a little crenasse mouth. See if I can slow us down a little bit. Oh, missed him. There he was, I missed him. I blew that. I'm gonna hit this other side of this crenasse. I don't know how I missed that fish. He smoked it. Now my speed crawl is getting a little haggard. See if there's anything on this side. It looks too good. Too good for there not to be something right there. Oh goodness. Oh boy, was that a hit. Must be another red. Oh yeah, he's acting like a red. Not a bass, I don't think. Not a bass. Yep, that is a redfish. I think he's about the same size as the other one. He has not come up at all. Oh, here comes a bass fisherman. Hopefully he slows down. I'm going to walk this fish to the back of the boat.
I see you, Mr. Masson.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
Man, I was watching your videos before I got out here.
No way, really?
Yeah, dude.
You fish out here a lot or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. You got a nice red?
Yeah, big red.
Dude, what is, that's awesome to see right here, man.
No doubt. What's your name?
John, man.
John. Nice to meet you, man. All right. Fish number 2. And he's about the same size as fish number 1. That is why you go exploring, right there. Look at this guy. Look how pretty. Man, I love these fish. So powerful. All right, that might be the first bass of the day. Let's see. What is that? What is that? Oh, it's a speckled trout. Speckled trout. All right. That's a sight for sore eyes. That's good to see. I think he's a keeper too. He's not very big, but I bet he's 12 inches. And he will go in the box if he is. Let's see. Let's see how big he is. Oh, he's 13. Yeah. That's what I love about this brackish water marsh fishing. You just don't know when you set the hook what it's gonna be. This is what I love. This is what I love doing. All right, there's a beautiful outside bend of this bayou with tranasas running into it. Whew, that's what I like. All right, there's gotta be fish here. Boy, it'd be nice to have a calm day where I could just work this shoreline because it is just perfect. Perfect shoreline. But you know, wind is part of fishing. You just got to take it. Overcome the elements. A nice cut right up here. No idea what the situation is. There's deep water or shallow water. It looks pretty. It looks like a lot of nervous water. I'm gonna spend a little time here. If they got any depth, I might actually target some speckled trout deep. This is a pretty little corner. Actually, I think I'm gonna spot lock us right here. Kind of explore this a little more. Hopefully you can see it in the camera. We got the current ripping through here. We got the wind blowing here. I bet there's a little bit of depth right there up against that grass. But this little corner right here is, whew, this just looks pretty. Like, how could there not be fish there? There's a fish. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah, what is that? Bass, first bass of the day. Get in the boat, buddy. Woo! Exploring, man, you gotta love it. Zero expectations, lots of hopes, and the hopes are being realized. Oh, I love it. Now, I don't know if that fish hit me twice, but I had a hit. Went back to see if he was still there, and he wasn't. Continued working my bait, and then I got tattooed. Set the hook and it was him. I'm really curious to see what kind of depth we have on this corner. I'll check it out before I leave, store it in my memory bank for next time, but I don't want to go over there yet until I fish it out. I love South Louisiana. I tell you what, I would never live anywhere else. The fishing is just too insanely easy here. Come on, no, that wasn't the only bass here. There he is. Oh, boy, was that a thump. He was in the exact same spot as the other one. He must have spit it before I set the hook. See if we get him to bite again. Or one of his buddies. One of his less educated buddies. There he is. 3 strikes in a row. Finally got a hook in one. He's not big. Tells me why I'm missing him. But these are the great eaters. You got a little too close to the hook there, buddy. See you on the fillet table. I tell you what, I will definitely fish this corner again sometime in my life because it's just perfect. There he is, right where he's supposed to be. What are you, a redfish? Are you a red? Are you a redfish? Yes, you're a redfish. Now you might make the cut. I don't know, you look kind of small. Skinny little red, but boy, he's all spotted up. Pretty guy. All right, let's see how long he is. 15 inches, not big enough. State of Louisiana, got to be 16 inches. You keep 5 between 16 and 27, only 1 over 27. But man, that's a pretty fish with those spots. That's awesome. We'll let him go. Man, I tell you what, if I don't catch another fish today, I'll go home a happy man. Now, believe me, I hope I catch some more fish. But that's the joy of exploring, is finding new stuff. And there's so much marsh in Louisiana. There's endless opportunities to go exploring. You can fish every day your entire life and never fish the same thing twice. Absolutely. And look, I'm like everybody else. I like the easy trips. Sometimes I just want to go and catch fish. Don't want to have to think about it. But when you do days like today and you file those away in your memory bank, you've got spots to come hit on the days when you just want to go catch fish. Maybe you're taking a kid fishing or taking some inexperienced anglers fishing and you just want some good productive areas. All right, there's a redfish up here just wrecking some mullet's world. Let's go see if we can get him on a frog. Got to throw straight into the wind. I still see the mullet, but I don't see the red. Let's make some blind casts. Ooh, got a hit. Got a hit, but missed him. It was a little half-hearted hit. I think it was a bass, and not a big one. It's blowing 900 miles an hour. Big gar. Whew. Big nasty thing. You nasty thing. Nasty thing. I'm gonna do some fan casting. I'm gonna put this thing on spot lock, do some fan casting with this frog over this matted grass. Maybe we'll get lucky. All right, there's one. All right. Let's see what that is. I think it's a bass. That was fun. A bass with a mouth full of grass. Yep. Oh, now froggy, froggy. Sorry, little guy. Boy, it's funny, you know, you get all that grass on these bass and they just stop the fight. They just give up. He's not a big guy. He's not much bigger than a frog, but he was fun. By the way, if you're wondering, this is a Booyah pad crasher. Really like this frog. This is not a big frog, but it gets a lot of bites. There's a fish. Oh, come on up. That's a bass. All right. That's the prettiest bass of the day. No doubt about it. Look, he's barely hooked. Look at this. Look at that. Boy, you can't get more barely hooked than that. So I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but there's a little edge of grass here and an edge of grass there. Something's causing the grass not to grow right here. Maybe a shell bottom or something along those lines. And that's where these fish are. All right, so this is really cool. Hopefully this comes out on camera. That bass I just caught spit up a little brown shrimp. That is a tiny little juvenile brown shrimp. You wonder how a bass that size could even notice this thing. But in the next few weeks, as this water warms up, these are gonna be harvestable size. Oh! Another redfish. Definitely another redfish. Oh, look at that. It is not a red. I am wrong. Uh-oh, hold on. This is a freshwater drum, which we call here in South Louisiana, gaspergoo. Man, I just love the diversity of our marshes. Catching gaspergoo, redfish, speckled trout, and bass all together. So these look very much like saltwater drum. Very, very closely related, obviously. But there's a major difference. These taste terrible. You don't want to eat a gaspergoo. And I'm sure there's somebody out there who's got some recipe to make them taste good. But it would take a whole lot of seasoning. Usually when you catch these, it's on some kind of dead bait, but this one hit my speed craw. But we're gonna let him go, because I'm not eating him. All right, so I could stay and do this all day, but I think it's getting to be time to get home so I can start getting the video edited and get it up so you can see it. I'm gonna fish my way out of here and hopefully catch a few more bass and reds, maybe even a speckled trout or two. But there's a couple of things I need to mention if you plan to go exploring on your own. Very, very important. 2 things you've got to have. And listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not sponsored by either one of these items that I'm gonna tell you need. I don't get a dime from them. I'm not telling you this for my good, I'm telling it for your good. One of them is the Louisiana 1 e-card made by Standard Mapping. It's a map that comes on an SD card that you put into your GPS. And boy, it's essential for fishing these Louisiana marshes. You know, if you go into an area that you know well, you don't need it. It helps, believe me, I love it. But you don't need it. If you go into an area you don't know at all, you don't want to have to constantly pull out a map to see where you're going. That's just a pain. And you're not gonna do it. You're gonna be getting lost or stuck or something worse. Get the Louisiana 1 e-card, it's well worth the investment. The second thing you definitely need is a CTO membership. If you don't know what CTO is, it's basically a service, it's essentially insurance. You pay an annual fee, and if you get stuck somewhere in the marsh, you call them. There's a number you call them, they come pick you up, tow you in. If you need gas, I'll bring you gas, whatever. It's not very expensive, very, very cheap insurance. Because look, if you're running in new areas, there's oil field trash all over out here. There's no telling when you're gonna hit something. All of us have done it. We've all run into stuff that we didn't know was there, even in areas that we do know well. You explore enough, sooner or later you're gonna get stuck. And that CTO membership just kind of gives you peace of mind. All right, well, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. As much as I enjoyed getting out here and finding new spots to fish, it was definitely a blast. I can tell you I will definitely be back in this section of marsh at some point, and I'll do some more exploring, venture out from what I've discovered today. Until next time, if we don't see you in the marsh, even some marsh, we don't even know where we are, we'll see you right here on Marsh Man Masson on YouTube. Take care.